People of the beach, the funniest and verb in the backyard beach. Every morning Phineas is gonna say, brother, what you gonna do today? Gonna lie with the backyard beach, the backyard beach. Anyways, I was just watching, rewatching Phineas and Ferb, and I definitely did not forget the theme song. My goodness, that's just like engraved in my brain. But I can't remember anything about my life, not even yesterday. That's sad. Anyways, welcome and welcome back to me channel. Actually, welcome and welcome back to the Bummy podcast because we haven't done that in a while. I should be in my room. I think I'm gonna be in my room. Give me a moment. Give me 2 seconds. We'll see you. Welcome and welcome back to the Bummy podcast. This seems more like it, right? This seems more like it. How can you have a Bummy podcast without the bum? Me, the bum, me. Knee slapper. I'm such a funny person. Anyways, this is definitely gonna it's already on my shirt, but whatever. The fur, the white part on this just gets everywhere. I don't even own a dog and it looks like I do, and I'm scared of all the animals, so make it make sense. Anyways, this seems more like it. I just realized that the reason when I was filming you're gonna see it before this, but when I was filming me trying the Asian snacks, for some reason, well, technically from the Asian store, some of them says Italy, one of them says Italy, but anyways, when I was trying those snacks, I can hear myself chewing, and I was like, that's so weird, because when I was trying to do the popcorn one, none of that happened, and then I realized it's because I had my headphones. So when I have my headphones and I film on what is this called, photo booth on Mac, you can hear everything, like my chewing, my drinking. I don't know how I'm gonna edit it, but anyways, I didn't edit it yet, but anyways, I don't know how I'm gonna edit that. You can literally hear everything. And I was like, when I was doing the popcorn one, I had no problem like this. That's because I didn't have my headphones on. I don't know why I had my headphones on, but usually I have my headphones on when I'm doing on Zoom, when I'm like reacting to something, because I want to hear the audio and then I also want people to hear me. That's the only way it works. I don't think I've ever tried it without a headphone, and I'm not going to, because if it works, if it's not broken, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what it is. Anywho, welcome and welcome back to the Bummy podcast. You already know I've been away. I don't even know what number this is gonna be, because I haven't done a Bummy podcast in a while. And yeah, so I was like, why not do a Bummy podcast? I'm tired. I just finished cleaning the house. You know, slave shit. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. It's a joke. But yeah, so I'm not energetic right now. Let me turn the brightness up on this one. It kind of looks right. This feels more like it. Bright, just like me. All right. So, if you know me, you don't know me. Blah 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 blah. We already know this. If you're new, don't share this. Just enjoy it and move on. If you want to comment, that's up to you. But do not be sharing these videos that I have on my channel, because I'm like this close to just deleting all my delete all my social media. And that's going to take a while because I have a lot. I just realized I have so many accounts on so many things for no reason. Like, I think it was like last night or the night before, I was just reminiscing back in the day. I have so many accounts on things that so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Why? So if I had to delete everything, it's over for me. I don't even know some of the username and passwords for some of the websites I'm on, but anywho, The only thing I can ask from God is to delete everything. When I die, delete everything, and hopefully that's soon. Anyways, we today we're gonna do Marvel things that we've been watching recently. I have a list. You know, I always have a list. I have a list, but I don't have a list. I have a list of the okay. So I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. Side note, I went to watch it on my birthday, which is like the next month after it came out. I believe it came out in February. Do the math. Anyways, so I went on my birthday because I haven't left the house other than to go to hospital. Sad life. Anyway, so I was going, and in my head, as an introvert, you know, like you kind of plan out what you're gonna do when you go to places. So in my head, the movie theater near my house, you basically choose the movie you want to watch. You choose, like, nobody's asking you what movie you want to watch. Nobody's like being there's no customer service other than if you're getting snacks. So that is what I wholeheartedly thought I was gonna do when I went to this movie theater, which was a little bit farther from my house, because there was like this swing I wanted to swing on. Big child, I know. Anyways, it was a nice swing, so I wanted to swing on that swing, so I decided to go to a movie theater around that area. And so I walk in, and the guy's like, "Oh, good morning." I think he said that. I think he said good morning. I don't know. But he said, "Oh, what movie are you here to watch?" Completely blanked. I completely blanked. I'm like, what movie was I gonna watch? So I'm looking at him and he's looking at me, and I was like, the Marvel one? I forgot Ant-Man and the... I could have even just said Ant-Man and he would have knew. I was so lost. I was like, I was not prepared for him to ask me. What movie I was gonna watch. And I knew what I was gonna watch if I was doing it by myself. You know, I was not expecting this interaction so early in the morning. Why would you do this to me? But anyways, he knew what I meant when I said the Marvel one, because I believe that's the only one that was out at that time. So he chose it, and then they have a screen facing me, and he was like, what seat do you want? And so I told him number 9, obviously, because you know 9 is my lucky number. So I chose number 9, and he was like, "Oh, I don't think anybody has any seats reserved." So I'm like, "Oh, fantastic. That means I'm about to have the whole theater to myself." I literally had the whole theater to myself. I loved it. The chairs were recliner. Like, it was the best birthday ever. And not the, out of all my, I don't know, but it was the best birthday that year. Because I don't like interacting with people, as you can see. I'm definitely not meant for extrovert experiences. Thank you very much. But yeah, so I went to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp on my birthday, and I watched it by myself. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the things were confusing because I didn't remember the other Ant-Man movie that was like was it a couple years ago or a year ago? I don't know. I didn't remember the other one. When they had to go save Janet, I completely did not remember everything. So when they had, by the way, spoiler alert, because I always forget to say that. Okay, so in this one, they had this one dude, I forgot his name. I really forgot his name. This is why I have my phone with me. This is sad. But anyways, they had this one dude that was the villain in the other one. And, that was like trying to kill, Cassie? Yeah, Cassie. It says Cassandra on this one. I was like, who's Cassandra? I only remember Cassie. Anyway, so it was a dude that was trying to kill Cassie. Why don't they have his name? It is this guy. Ooh, that dude looks so creepy. Oh, oh my god. When I read, I really go all over the place, and I was reading his bio and it said congressman. I said he was a congressman, and then it says his role as congressman Peter in a freaking Netflix shit. Oh my god, I'm not okay. What was his name in the movie? Oh my goodness. Ant-Man character. Darren. Oh my goodness. I was like, what is his name? Okay, so Darren was in this one, and apparently he was the one that was trying to like attack Cassie or something like that in the the movie right before this one. So he was in this. It was just his head, like his body was tiny, had like a little legs and little arms. It was weird. Completely forgot who he was. So when they brought him in here, and I'm like, who is this? Who is this other villain? Because technically the villain in the Quantumania, I'm sorry. So many problems. So many problems here. Kang. I think it's Kang. King Kong. Ding dong. Okay. So Kang was the villain. So I was confused at who this white man is. That's also the villain. But apparently he was a villain in the other Ant-Man movie. And they thought he died, but apparently he didn't die. And then he ended up helping them at the end, which was interesting. But I don't know. It was very weird. And then I whenever I watch Marvel movies, I have to come on YouTube and watch like people like explain things, because like I said, I forgot about Darren, and then when they talked about it, I was like, oh, like I completely forgot. I like blanked it out. I don't remember a lot. Talking about things I forgot. Side note, apparently I completely forgot there was another Thor movie before Ragnarok where Jane possessed that weird liquid demon shit. I'm sorry, I don't know what it was. It's like some weird red demon stuff. I don't know. But I don't remember that. And apparently that's in the part where Thor's mom gets killed, or Thor and Loki's mom gets killed. And I was like, what? I completely forgot about this. But some parts seemed really familiar. So I think I watched it and I just completely blanked it out. Because it kind of resembles the first, I think it's the first Avenger. The one right before this Thor movie. And I was like, I thought it was the same movie. I completely forgot about everything. So I had to rewatch that. But we can talk about that later. But basically, I do forget a lot of things. But yeah. And then, like I said, I come home, I go on YouTube and I watch people explain the movies, or like if there's Easter eggs that people miss, they'll talk about it, or they'll talk about the post-credit scenes. Like I just watch people. I think one of the ones I watch is like Screen Junkie. Give them a shout out or whatever. I've been watching YouTube for a while, I'm not gonna lie. So let me scroll. Yeah, I know one is Screen Junkie. Pitch Meeting, I love those. My sister got me hooked on that. Shout out to you. And then there was another one that I was watching. Screen Crash. I thought it was Screen Junkie. Maybe it was both Screen Crash, Screen Junkie, Nerdist. I was watching a lot. But anyways, needless to say, I basically come on YouTube and I watch them because I need more explanation, because I'm very, very confused. I'm like, what? Even on the post-credit scene for I think it was Doctor Strange. I think me and my friend went to go watch that, and she's the one that recognized Kang in the post-credit scene, and I was like, who? She was like, the one in Loki, and I was like, what? She said, the one at the end, the guy they were killing, and I said, oh, I really don't remember anything. So needless to say, I have to, like, right after I come home, I have to watch to get more explanation. And even when I get more explanation, I still don't remember a lot of things. But anyways, Kang was basically the main bad guy. And there was one YouTuber, I don't know which one it was, but somebody said that Janet had powers in the other one to heal this one girl, which I completely forgot about that too. But now she doesn't, like, her powers is not mentioned whatsoever. So I don't know why they even mentioned she had powers, and then now she doesn't. I don't know. It make no. That's why I get so confused, because they do things that make no sense. But anyways, so apparently Casey also has a suit now, and she's like fighting, and her dad is basically teaching her while they're real life fighting. So he's trying to teach her how to be small and big, whatever. It wasn't a bad movie. I definitely said that Black Panther Wakanda was gonna be the last movie, the Marvel movie I watched at the theaters, but I wanted to do something on my birthday. I was like, why not go to the movies? And that was the one that happened to be out at that time, so that's why I watched it, and nothing else seemed interesting for me to watch, so that's why I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. But yeah, I didn't mind it, but there was a lot of characters introduced, and I just feel like it was so unnecessary. Like the dude that apparently Janet was with, never mentioned in the other movie, but all of a sudden him and her were, maybe he wasn't, I don't remember. I'm not gonna say that. Maybe he was mentioned and I don't remember, but for me he's a new character. And he was talking about like how they were like together, and then when what is her husband's name, when Janet and Hank, they were like her husband, her literal husband, when they were driving away from after fighting all these people, she was like, I have needs, Hank. And I was like, oh, so you was with him? Oh, you was in there for a while, weren't you? And also somebody mentioned, okay, I'm gonna go all over the place. Somebody mentioned that Janet got old very quickly. Like she got old very quickly, even though in is it in Infinity Wars? I think it was Infinity Wars. Ant-Man was like, I was only in there for like, I don't know if he said a couple minutes or a couple hours, but a lot of years passed, right? And he was still the same. And he was confused at how his daughter grew up and all this stuff. So that makes no sense to me, how Janet got really old in the quantum realm, but for some reason Scott didn't. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So maybe they messed up on that, or maybe they did it on purpose. I don't understand, but it was very confusing. What else? And what else happened in this movie? Yeah, on the end, at the end credit scene, they were showing the Kang dynasty. I'm just kidding. The Kang Council, and they were just bringing all the variants of Kang. So now I guess they are trying to. I literally look like a rabbit. Sorry, look. Like, why my front two teeth are bigger than all my other teeth. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. Okay, I need help. Anyways, the Kang Council, I think they're trying to connect that with Loki, because the second end credit scene, which by the way, again, since I was the only one at the theater, I was just sitting there. I was ready to leave. You know, I unreclined the recliner chair, and I was sitting there, and the cleaner he came in and he saw me, and he was like, oop, and he walked out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I might not know the movie title that I'm coming to watch, but I do know Marvel has at least 2 end credit scenes. And if they don't, I Google it just to make sure, because I'm not about to sit there and watch a whole bunch of words going down the screen and there's nothing. I just sat here for nothing. Anyways, the second end credit scene, I believe, was Loki trying to tell, I forgot what the guy's name was, the worker at the place, the variant, whatever place, the worker at the TVA. That sounds like the right word. I don't. That sounds like the right thing. But anyways, the guy that worked at the TVA, he was trying to show him Kang. This is the Kang, but I don't remember what happened at the end of Loki. I just know, like, Loki, I don't remember. I remember them fighting him, and he was telling them, like, you can kill me, but is like nothing is gonna change. I'm gonna come back here. Like, he really was not, he didn't care about getting killed because he knew he was gonna come back there. But that's all I remember. I only remember that part, that he was saying, like, you can kill me. I really don't know. I'm gonna have to watch a clip or something of, like, the ending, but I'm gonna watch it when season 2? Is this supposed to be 3 or 2? Hold up. Loki. Is this supposed to be season 2? Yeah, there's only season 1. Why did I think there was another season? That's crazy. But yeah, so when season 2 comes out, I'm gonna watch the, like, recap of the ending of season 1, so that I can, because I really don't remember everything. So, like, I'll be shocked when season 2 comes out and they start somewhere and I'm like, what happened in between this? Because my brain is erasing a lot of things. But yeah, so that was the second end credit scene. It was Loki, so I'm guessing they're trying to connect that, and maybe in Loki season 2 we're gonna see the Council of Kangs or something like that will happen. A lot of people were saying that another Avengers movie is gonna come out, which is gonna be interesting because Iron Man is dead. Captain America is technically dead because he grew old with Peggy, and she died during, I forgot which movie, but I know she did, and it was burying her. But yeah, it's just, I don't know how that's gonna work out, because there's not a lot of the old ones left. I didn't watch the new Thor movie, so I don't know how that's working out, but apparently Thor became buff again. And I'm not gonna lie, I agree with Chris Hemsworth that I didn't like this new Thor movie. I mean, I didn't watch it, so I just watched the trailer and I was like, this is BS. And then I had I didn't make one of the kids at church explain to me the movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch it, because it makes no sense. Like, it's too much. I feel like they just don't know what to do anymore. After Stanley died, they were like, we have no idea what we're doing. And I knew that by Eternals, because Eternals should have been a show, not a movie. It was so all over the place. It was like a whole bunch of people got introduced and a whole bunch of people died. You couldn't even, like, have an emotional attachment to them because they literally died. Like this. It was stupid. But anyways, hopefully the Avengers one is not shitty. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it at the theaters. I might just wait until it comes out on the Disney Plus. But anyways, I don't remember Nick Fury being on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Am I tripping? How was he on Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? Because they were literally in the Quantumania the whole entire time, or in the quantum realm the whole entire time. So why would Nick Fury be in this? I feel like they're just sometimes randomly mentioning people for no reason. Because Nick Fury was not in here. Jimmy Woo was not in here either. Luis was not in here. They were in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second movie. But I don't remember. I don't know. It's confusing. I feel like they're mixing things. Anyways, Ant-Man and the Wasp was pretty good. I would give it like 7 out of 10. It was very confusing to me, a lot of the things that were happening, but not a bad movie. Would recommend 10 out of 10. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I would give it a 10 out of... I would give it a 10. I just said 7. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Do you see how I don't remember things? So anyways, that's the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought it was pretty okay. But it is what it is. So, not, I was gonna say movie. This is the only movie I watched. Show number 1, Marvel whatever number 2 is Agent Carter. I believe that's the one I watched after I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't remember. I'm not sure. But Agent Carter, it was a good show. Made no sense to me though. If we're trying to join it with the MCU, makes no sense. Because is this before? Well, I'm gonna guess it's before he decides to go back. It's definitely before Captain America decides to go back. But I don't know, like, because people were saying this might be another timeline, which makes no sense, because the other timeline would be when Captain America decides to go back and be with her. But I feel like this one, the Captain, I don't know why I call her Captain Carter. It's Agent Carter. Peggy, aka Peggy, I feel like this show was based off of the timeline of before Captain America goes back to be with her. Because I'm pretty sure she has kids with the dude that she ends up with in the show. And by the way, the way that shit even happened was shitty. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I don't, like, it has to be that same timeline that Captain America does not go back. Because how would they be together? That would make no sense. But anyways, it has to be that, because at the end of, I don't know what movie, when he met her niece and he was dating her, oh, that was so weird. That is so weird. Like, people that be dating Thor, like, you know how many years he's been here? Like, he old, but ancient. Him, Captain America, Bucky, like, they're old. Loki, I don't know who was dating Loki, but Loki was dating the female version of himself. I don't know. That makes no sense. But how does that make sense? Like, why would you? It was so weird, because that funeral scene where she was like, "This is my aunt," I was like, ooh. And okay, that's the part that didn't make sense to me, okay? In the Captain Carter, why do I keep calling her Agent Carter? In the Agent Carter show, she had a brother only who died during war. I don't remember him having a wife or children. So how would she be? That's why I was so confused. How would she be her aunt? Because like, what? Or is she her mother and she's just calling her her aunt? I don't get it. Because in the show, they, like, in the beginning, right? In the beginning, If you didn't watch it, again, spoiler alert. But in the beginning, basically, it was showing Peggy, who was about to get married to this dude in the military. And then her brother signed her up for, I think, S.H.I.E.L.D. To be an agent in S.H.I.E.L.D. I believe it's S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on any of these. I'm trying my best here. But anyways, she was basically sent a letter from S.H.I.E.L.D. to like recruit her, like to be with them. And she told her soon-to-be husband, her fiancé, and he was like, no. And so basically, she decided not to take it because he said no. And then her brother was like, are you dumb or are you stupid? Because all your life, like when they were kids, this is the type of stuff she used to do. And her mom would be like, act ladylike. And her brother loved it because, hello, he's her brother. Like, he liked the way that she was very tomboyish. And yeah, that made absolutely no sense to me, because if her brother died, how would she have a niece? What is her name? Let me see. I don't even remember what movie it was. Captain. I'm just going to say Captain America. Not Captain Marvel, please. Captain America. I'm just going to say Captain America, and I hope and pray that she's on him. Yeah. Okay, Sharon. Of course, Sharon. Sharon from... I shouldn't say it. But Sharon from... The Young and the Restless was literally with the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. At this point, she was with everybody. She was with the Father, the Brother, and the Son. The Father? No, wasn't she with the uncle too? Lord, she was with everybody on that show. Anyways, any male on that show, she was with him. But that's funny that her name is also Sharon. But see, it says Sharon Carter. So would she be her daughter? Now I gotta Google. Would she be her daughter? Because she couldn't be, like, it makes no sense. Why is it on the show that they only showed her having a brother and he died in war? How would he have kids? Or did he have kids before he died? Because that was never mentioned. Ever. At all. Her parents disappeared when that show started. Like, after that scene of her parents crying because they found out that their son died, I don't think they ever showed her parents the entire time. That's crazy. I don't get it. Anyways, let me see. Sharon Carter is who to Peggy. Originally, Sharon was the younger sister. Then why was she calling her aunt? Younger sister. There was never... This is what I'm saying. The show confused me so much because it made no sense. Okay. The possible wartime love interest of Captain America. She was later I don't know what that word is. She was later blah 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 as Peggy's grandniece because of the unaging nature of comic book characters. That still makes no sense. He literally died. Like, her brother literally died. He didn't have kids, as far as I know from the show. So how would Sharon exist as her niece? Because originally she was supposed to be her younger sister, and even then, on the show, they didn't have her have a little sister. It was just her and her brother. even when they were older. She was having a party because of the wedding about to happen. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, she was having that. And it was only her and her brother. There was no other siblings that came up. So I don't get it. Her mom was the one that was dressing her up in her wedding dress before they found out her brother died. Like, she was trying on her wedding dress. And I don't get it. It makes no sense. How Sharon would exist. Then it would be like 3 timelines. One where Sharon does not exist, and the Captain Agent Carter show would happen, and then another timeline where Sharon is somehow her younger sister or her grandniece or whatever they were saying, and then another timeline where Captain America goes back and ends up with Peggy. It literally has to be 3 different timelines, because it doesn't make sense if it's not 3 different things. But anyways, the show wasn't bad. I didn't mind the show. Let me actually look at the cast, because I don't remember anybody but Agent Carter. The guy from Cinderella, so irritating. Jack Thompson. That's what he was on the movie. Jack. Literally so annoying. So annoying. He was up in everybody's boot. He just thought he was the shit until her and him, they went to the place where her and Captain America used to fight. I think they went to Russia. I'm not sure. They went somewhere and they were trying to figure out something that I don't remember at the moment. But they were it's where they fought that little girl, and they were telling her to literally stab her because she's trained to kill, like she's not well. But anyways, that's when her and Jack became friends, because he was literally acting like ass. Oh, Stan Lee was there. When did this come out? 2015? I just watched it recently, and this came out when I was in high school. That's crazy. Disney Plus. Wait. Disney Plus existed then? What? When? Now I'm asking more questions. Hold up. Disney Plus came out in 2019. So how the hell would Agent Carter be in 2015? The show. How does that make sense? What were they showing it on? Crazy. Anywho, the dude she ends up with, his name is Daniel Sosa. I'm just kidding. Anywho, he was pretty okay person. But the girl, it was so crazy. The girl that came to basically kill her or take something from her, whatever, the one that's trained, that has to she still handcuffs her hand to the bed. That's crazy. They really traumatized her. I was like, I seen her face before. Who is this person? You know who she is? She's also the bad person on Jane the Virgin. And I was like, I freaking knew I saw this face before. That's where I saw it. She was on Jane the Virgin. And I was like, I knew I seen you before, and you're sick. What was really sad was the captain, Roger Dooley, when he had to run and literally jump out the window and explode. I was like, oh my goodness. Because that guy, that doctor, he really messed with his head. What was the doctor's name though? He was talking to him. Doctor Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. He was a doctor, though. He was a doctor. I can't read that. I'm sorry about it. I can't read it. I'm not about to bamboozle myself on this internet. On this here internet. And then, it was so funny that there were people in there, like the guy, his name was Vernon, but he was on the 70s show, the father, Red. I was like, oh, is that Red? Are you still telling people to kiss your ass? He wasn't. But he was kind of like a bad guy in there. The freaking lady that was sucking everybody to death, she's so mental, especially when they put her in the mental institution and she sees her husband. Girl, you killed him. Or is he inside of her? I don't even know how that works out. A lot of people are inside of her because she just sucked them up. She like, and a lot of rats, not just people. She was sucking up rats. Such a weird show. But I didn't mind it. But it was super weird. It was so weird. And that lady that they froze with the thing inside of her that she sucked up, the police officer is the one that stabbed her. I understand that part. But did she die because of the thing that she sucked up? And why is this lady okay? And why was the other doctor guy okay, but this lady's dead? Like, that literally made no sense to me, because they said he made the stab wounds after, so that people would like open up the case and be like, oh, it's that dude that was stabbing women. Made no sense. That part made no sense to me. But anywho, we skipped like a whole part, and then they go to like, what's his name? Daniel Sosa? Yeah, Sosa, when he went to, I think he went to LA where they discovered that body and stuff. They just skipped that whole chunk where he went there because he was like in love with Peggy or whatever. Funny, how did his nurse, first of all, he just met the nurse, right? He was there for like, I don't know, a couple months maybe. I don't remember. The timeline makes no sense. The way they did the thing makes no sense. But he literally proposes to her the minute Peggy gets there. You just met this lady. That's crazy. It really be that deep, huh? But anyway, she was like, she literally saw them together for like 2 seconds. And she was like, you ran away because you were in love with her. And I was like, how the freak? It's almost as if they told you. Like, what? Because it's one thing if she said, oh, you like her or you have feelings for her. She straight up went to, you came here and ran away from her. Like, who is writing this? And this was when Stanley was there. No. Let me see. Was he there on the second season? Because I do remember seeing him. Yeah, he was. He was the one that was getting his shoe shined. And I was like, oh, R.I.P. It's Stanley. But I don't think he was there on the second one. Because I don't know when the second one was. Season 2. When was that? When was season 2? I think season 2 was 2016. I think he still would have been alive. What am I talking about? Stan. Now I'm searching when he died, Stanley. 2018. Yeah, he still would have been alive. Okay, that's why the show wasn't that bad, because he was still alive. But the next show I'm about to talk about, I think we're done with Agent Carter, because like I said, it was not a bad show. Very confusing, I'm not gonna lie, but it was not a bad show. It did not connect to anything about the MCU. And since now I'm finding out that it was in 2015, 2016, and Infinity Wars happened recently after that, then they definitely, like, when was that? When we was finding out that they was nieces and stuff? That's what I want to know. Let me see that. And if that's before 2015, 2016, they definitely should have fixed that. And if that's after, then they should have fixed that in the movie. That still does not excuse it. When did Captain America? I can't even spell America. That's crazy. When did Captain America find out Sharon was related to Peggy? Oh, Civil War. Okay, when was Civil War then? Yeah, she says Peggy's niece. Who the hell wrote grand niece? When I tell you, people really be writing out of their ass. Captain America Civil War. Most of my videos are just me searching. Like the entire video. Civil War was in 2016. So they literally, like, either they were filming at the same time, whatever, but I know that the people involved in the movie and the people involved in the show definitely could have figured that out. Because in the show, we only see her and her brother. How in the hell would she have a niece if her brother died? Like, how would Sharon be related to her? Because where did you come out of? What? She didn't have a sister. She had a brother who literally died. Which, maybe he had a kid. Maybe they never mentioned that in the show, but I don't understand. That whole thing, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. But anyways. Oh, Civil War was when they were fighting and stuff. That's crazy. And that was when she died? That's crazy. I really don't remember a lot of parts. But anyways, talking about crazy shows that they had about Marvel. She-Hulk. Woo-wee. The hate that people gave that show is crazy. Crazy. Because I did not hate it as much. And I don't know if it's because... By the way, I think I'm the only one, because I haven't Googled this, but she really reminds me of Liza Koshy. Even though Liza is 10 years, exactly 10 years younger, because Liza is 27, She-Hulk actors 37, literally 10 years apart. But they resemble one another. Like, they have the same hair, like, features, the height, the size. Like, they just look like they could be sisters. So when I watched She-Hulk, it really resembled Liza's show, which was, I think, Liza On Demand on YouTube, which I also watched. And the moving out scene reminded me exactly of when Liza was moving out. Like, her and her roommates were moving out. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one connecting the dots because I watched both of them. But definitely the She-Hulk wasn't really Marvel show. More, I don't know. It wasn't like Marvel. I wouldn't put it past it if it was like a CD player, a DC comic. Oh my god, did I say CD player? Why would I say CD? Anyways, it just didn't, like, I feel like people didn't like it, especially people that were obsessed with Marvel, because I wouldn't say it was like any other Marvel show. Because I've watched Winter Soldier, something, and Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier and something. It's something and Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Okay, so I've watched that. Pretty cool movie. On par to like the Marvel shows. I've watched Loki. And it's not called the Scarlet Witch, Lord. I'm forgetting the name. I'm forgetting the name. Wanda and Vision? WandaVision. Wanda and Vision. Where did I get end? The way I add things for no reason. I've watched WandaVision. I've watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I've watched Loki. And they resemble the movies. I almost said the shows. They resemble the movies. You can connect things from them, from the movies. And I feel like a lot of the things in the She-Hulk, it wasn't like in chronological order. Because there was one YouTuber, the only YouTuber, by the way, that was actually liking She-Hulk. That wasn't hating on She-Hulk. He said that you can watch it out of order and you wouldn't be lost. Because it wasn't a lot of chronological order. And I understand what he's saying. And I feel like that's why people don't like it. And he was also mentioning that She-Hulk is the only show that talked about other events that happened in the movies, and you know, like it just connected things, which again, understandable. But he was also saying, like, I understand why a lot of people didn't like it because of the what is it called, the CGI. It takes me a while, but it's in there somewhere. The CGI and the, like, the fighting scenes and stuff, they just didn't seem like Marvel movie standard. And this one guy, that, like, probably the only one that was hating, when I tell you, if he could, he would erase She-Hulk from everybody's brains because he hated it. It was never that deep. I don't know. Me personally, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was okay. I don't mind it. I also have watched Hallmark movies, so trust me. Trust me. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as a lot of people are making it to be. And a lot of people were saying, oh, like, it was so political. It was not political. What part of that did you find political? Like, what in that show did you find political? Because the only thing that I would say was that whole rant she went on about, like, oh, I can control my anger because I always have to when, you know, men approach me and, like, this happens and that happens. And, like, I understand where she's going, but it was a bit much. Like, it was too much. Even for me, I was like, oh, shut up. But other than that, I wouldn't say there was, like, people were saying, oh, she's a man hater. I mean, I also don't like men that approach me. I also don't like women that approach me. I don't like anybody approaching me, so I wouldn't consider her a woman hater. They also hated that she saved the Hulk. But you also have to understand that he put the thing so that he doesn't Hulk out. Yeah, he can Hulk out. If that thing wasn't on him, he definitely can Hulk out when something, you know, is happening. There's, like, danger or whatever, and he could be the one to save her. But people were going in, like, it's never that deep. It's never that deep. This dude was pissed. And I don't even think he watched the entire show. That's the funny part. He watched bits and pieces, probably the first 2-3 episodes, if anything, and was like, she thought she deserved to be a lawyer, and then blah blah blah, and she's not even a good lawyer. I was like, I mean, she was a pretty good lawyer. She had her own office and everything. In the old you know, place that she was working, like, she, nowhere in there does it say she was a bad lawyer. And then he was pointing out, oh, she can somehow control her hulking. I mean, there was people in your comments, okay, because I don't read the comics, but there were people in your comment section. I said comics, wow. In your comment section that was mentioning that in the comics she can handle her powers. better than him. So if we're I never understand people that can't be happy, because people are angry that they weren't using the comics as reference, and then people are now getting angry because they are using the comics as reference. That makes no sense. Which one? Pick one. You can't just be angry at either side. If you can't stand for something, you will fall for everything. But like, that was one of the most viewed about She-Hulk videos that I seen, and it was funny to me because he was so pissed. I watched the entire video. I had the time. Honestly, I finished binge watching a lot of things, so I had the time. I was like, let me watch it. And I was like, ooh, you are so angry for no reason. For no reason, because the show was not as bad as he was making it seem like. He was like, are these the same people that made Thanos? And I said, Thanos was in a movie. This is a show. This is a show. At least compare show to show. How are you going to be like, the graphics for this show is trash if we're comparing a whole movie? Of course, the movie one is not going to be trash, because everybody's going to go watch the movie, but you're not obligated to watch the show. And the show is there for how many years? Like I said, I watched I need to stop calling her Captain. Agent Carter this year, 2023. It was out in 2015, 2016. So the shows are going to be out forever. I personally didn't mind the CGI. Yes, I could notice that it was a bit off, but it wasn't as bad to the point that I'm like, I don't want to watch this trash. This man was upset. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something, sir. It's not that deep. And then he was getting angry because but basically wasn't praising the Hulk. And I was like, I mean, one, that's her cousin. I don't think anybody and then like, she been knowing him forever. That's like literally her cousin. So personally, I don't get why you think that she needs to like praise him. Yeah, he been through a lot. He needs to be the one to tell you. But point me to a freaking superhero that actually listened when people told them, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't. None of them listen. Not a single one of them listen. So the fact that you are pissed off that she was not listening to Banner was crazy. Or Bruce. I don't know why I call him Banner. Bruce? Bruce? Yeah, I never understood it. But anywho, the Abomination was in the show. A lot of people were saying that he was a different character on here, but like I said again, it's a show. Just like how in Captain Carter, in Agent Carter, I'm gonna lose my mind. In Agent Carter, a lot of the things made no sense. There was things that didn't make sense in She-Hulk either. And they were introducing, like, they were able actually to introduce a lot of characters because it was like she became, oh my god, I looked at the light and now my eyes, ooh, Jesus. They were able to bring in a lot of different characters because she was now a lawyer for, Jesus, I looked at the light and I'm not okay. She was a lawyer for superheroes. So they were able to bring in different superheroes. It kind of reminded me of The Flash, I'm not gonna lie, which makes no sense because there was no lawyer and stuff like that in Flash. But the way they were able to bring in other characters in The Flash too, it kind of reminded me of that. Todd was a whole ass. And the dude that made that YouTube video that hated, he resembles Todd a lot. Because he was saying this one part. And like, I believe it was like near the beginning too. It was like episode 2 or something like that. 2 or 3. Where she gets up in the forest. Because she hulked out. Because Bruce's blood got on her cut, and is somebody here? Anyways, Bruce's blood got on her, and she hulked out. And so she hulked out. I didn't even get that. Anyways, so she turns into a Hulk, and then I guess she like runs around, because this is the first time she's hulking out. And then she wakes up in the forest, and then she finds a bar, and so she goes there, and then she like sneaks in through the back, and then these girls, they were literally like giving her their clothes and shoes and stuff like that. And so she used their phone to call I guess Bruce, and then like he came to get her. But before he came to get her, there was these men surrounding her, and like you can tell she's not interested, but they were still surrounding her. So she like literally, I guess she kind of hyperventilated, I'm not gonna lie, but she hulks out, and she, I guess, beats their ass. And the YouTuber that hates She-Hulk, he was like the dudes, they weren't even like doing that much, and she obviously can't even control her emotions. And I was like, first of all, do you see how small she is? Am I the only one that's seeing how small she is, especially compared to the She-Hulk? Like, she's tiny. That's why she reminded me of Liza, because they're very small. I'm not acting like I'm big, but they're very small. And it's like, one, she's small. Two, there's a bunch of dudes, and they're surrounding her. They're not even like talking to her from a distance. They're literally coming up close right behind her. So of course she's gonna She-Hulk and try to defend herself. Even if she wasn't a She-Hulk, she would probably like scream or throw hands, because hello, why are you circling me? Why are you surrounding me? Makes no sense. But anyways, apparently he thought that was just a calm conversation, that she just out of nowhere turned into She-Hulk and beat their ass. Like, they deserve to get their ass beat, because that's weird. Why are you circling me? Unless you're a weirdo, why are you circling? Anywho, that was that. And then I believe the whole reason Todd, the dude that created that weird online shit to attack her, the whole reason he created that, I'm 100% sure, was because she rejected him. Like, she wasn't interested in him. So weird. And then he literally had a dude sleep with her to take pictures of her and stuff like that. Like, that is crazy. That is so disgusting. Like, people really are out here like that. And then again, the YouTuber, the She-Hulk hater, he was like, they're just trying to like, the writers are trying to like basically put their agenda. And I'm like, you do know there's people out here like that. Like, they would literally kill you for looking at them sideways. Like, that's not something made up. Maybe you didn't experience it, but that's not something made up. There are people that will shoot you for looking at them sideways. Trust me, they will either beat your ass or shoot you. But it was crazy. He was just like, I think he just pointed out those like couple parts, and I'm like, did you even watch the whole show? And I think it also pissed him off that they had I almost said Meghan Trainor. Not even the same race. That's crazy. Megan Thee Stallion, they had her in one of the episodes because this dude deadass thought he was dating Megan Thee Stallion. Really? And why would Megan Thee Stallion need your money? Anywho, this elf, which has never been mentioned in any Thor movies, by the way, but they said she's from Asgard and she can like transform into like she's a shapeshifter. She's a shape-shifting elf, which is very too much, but she basically shapeshifted into Megan Thee Stallion, and this dude that I thought he was dating Megan Thee Stallion, and he got robbed of a lot of money, blah blah blah. So at the end, Megan Thee Stallion was with She-Hulk, and they were like dancing or whatever, and I think he took that part and he was like, look at this, like, she can't have fun. Damn, sir. You must be fun at parties. I love it. The hate you give is wild. By the way, that movie made me cry. If you didn't know, The Hate You Give is a movie. But anyways, it was pretty interesting. I didn't mind, like, I don't know, I did not hate She-Hulk as much as people hated She-Hulk. And me personally, I like watching anything. Again, the only movie from Marvel I don't think I'm gonna watch. I don't, like, even if I have nothing to watch, I don't think I want to watch the Thor, the Love and whatever. Because if Chris Hemsworth himself didn't want the character to be like this, trust me, that movie was trash. And I'm not gonna watch trash. I've watched a lot of things in my life, including Hallmark movies, with them same repeated things over and over again. But I don't think I can watch the Thor, Love and whatever, Thunder and Lightning or whatever it's called. I don't know. But I don't want to watch that. That's the only thing I'm not going to watch. But She-Hulk wasn't too bad. Like I said, it really reminded me of Liza's show, Liza on Demand. So I didn't mind it. It was cool. She's basically a superhero lawyer. And I think a lot of the things that were pissing people off was also, like, they were saying she doesn't have consequences for her actions, which is not true. You know what I mean? Like, the people she was beating up were people that needed to be beat up. So, like, why would she go to jail for that? And she did go to jail when she hulked out in front of everybody, and they were like, oh, she's a danger, she's a threat to us. And then they had the thing to, like, make her not hulk out anymore. After they revealed those weird people, whatever, is when she became, she went back to being a She-Hulk. So I wouldn't mind watching the second season of She-Hulk. I don't think it was that bad. I like, Nikki. Her, lawyer helper? I forgot what they're called. I'm not gonna lie. She wasn't that bad. Titanium, trash. I'm sorry about it. It was like, the whole point of Titanium makes absolutely no sense other than to show everybody who She-Hulk was. Like, it just was so unnecessary. Like, that part made no sense to me. And understandable why that dude was using that part to be, like, hateful towards it, because that part also made no sense to me. So, But yeah, it was pretty cool. I like the guy that was their Pug, I think is his name. They don't even have him on the cast list? That's crazy. Oh yeah, they do. His actual name is Augustus? Caesar Augustus? Why would you name somebody that? Anyways, his nickname is Pug. Okay. Definitely passed over that. But yeah, Pug is pretty cool character. Again, like I said, Nikki was pretty cool character also. There was a whole bunch of people going in and out, like Daredevil, Abomination obviously was kind of the beginning. Wong, I loved when Wong was coming in. And then there was a girl, a drunk girl that was like best friends with Wong afterwards. And they were literally sitting and watching movies or shows and stuff. It was funny. And then there's a Luke, who I think might be shown in other shows because they said that he's the designer for their outfits, like the superhero outfits that they wear. So he might be shown in other ones, maybe not, I don't know. But he was in there. And, you know, the people that see things that I don't see, they were saying like, oh, that might be so-and-so's costume, that might be so-and-so's costume. And I was like, interesting. I don't know who these people you're talking about are. So, cause like I said, I did not read the comics. So that's pretty much that. Jesus is an hour. Jesus is love. I've been talking forever. Let me take a little sippy sip because my throat. Ooh, sippy sippy. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. Like I said, wouldn't mind watching season 2 of She-Hulk. And the only person that liked it was one dude, and he pointed out, you know, the bad things in it, that he was like, yeah, understandable, but there was just some things that people hated for no reason. Like, there was literally no reason for them to hate, and they hated it anyways. So that's that. I think I'm done. That's the 3 that I watched. Like I said, I'm watching Phineas and Ferb, so, well, rewatching it. I think I didn't watch, like, when they were older, so that's what I'm gonna watch. Hopefully Loki comes out soon, because I'm trying to watch that before I completely forget the post-credit scene that I watched on Ant-Man. Yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know what I'm, like, excited for to watch Marvel-wise. I guess the next Avenger one, hopefully it's not too bad. The pitch meeting one really makes you think, like, oh, that was stupid, you know? Not that I think, like on Black Panther when she got stabbed and she was just totally fine. Barely an inconvenience. I was like, that's crazy. It really was barely an inconvenience. Like, she just came out of there. I really thought she died. I was like, oh my goodness. I was already having a mental breakdown when the mom died, and now and now she's dying. That's crazy. But she didn't. It was just an emotional roller coaster, and I don't think they have it on Disney Plus, and I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I might watch it in like 2025 or something like that, because the way I was blubbering like a baby, I don't think I can watch it. But anywho, Ant-Man and the Wasp, pretty okay, 7 out of 10. Agent Carter, 7 out of 10. And She-Hulk, like a 7 out of 10. Okay, let me give them for real ratings. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I would give it an 8 out of 10. She-Hulk, I would give it like a 7.5. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't like, wow. Like, you know that some shows that, like, you keep, like Loki, I hate that his name is Loki, because it sounds like I'm saying Loki on the low. I hate it. Anyways, Loki, like, I kept the show Loki, I kept clicking the next one, and then I, like, you know, like when you're watching stuff and then, like, you just have to know what happens next. Like, it wasn't like that for me, so that's why I would give it a 7.5. But it wasn't a bad show. And then also Agent Carter, it didn't make me want to keep watching the next one. A little bit, but not that much. The only thing I've ever binge watched was The Amazing Race. I'm talking from the beginning until 2017. Whatever was up until 2017. Anyways, I need to end the video. I just keep talking about random things. This thing is just... I'm gonna be white when I leave. But yeah. Agent Carter, a 7. It wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was okay. But it's not like Loki. It was not like Marvel. It wasn't like WandaVision, and it was not like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, but also it was from 2015, 2016. So anyways, 7 for Agent Carter, a 7.5 for She-Hulk, and an 8 for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, that's my ranking. Anywho, thanks for watching. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful bummy day. Don't hate on shows. Don't listen to people that hate before you watch it. Like, I feel like just watch it, and then if you don't like it, that's understandable. But if you already have a notion of hate and then you watch the show, you're gonna be like, I hate it. I hate everything about it. I didn't hate it. I didn't mind it. It was watchable. Like I said, I watch Hallmark movies, so I guess my standards might be low. And I also don't watch the comics or read the comics, so I'm not a complete psycho. So I'm not gonna hate on She-Hulk like that. But anyways, if you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. That's up to you. Needless to say, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. Adios. And I learned in German how to say bye. Tush. Alright, adios.